They put this in me to drain the fluid. Every day I prayed that they would remove it. My tip is be careful what you wish for. That chest tube hurt a lot more coming out than it did going in.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
I can't take my eyes off my eyes.
My go-to is Lumify eye drops.
Lumify dramatically reduces redness.
In 1 minute.
And look at the difference.
My eyes look brighter and whiter.
For up to 8 hours.
It was love at first sight.
With Lumify. See for yourself.
Tomorrow on ET, only we're getting a tour of Barbie's real-life dream house.
Come on.
Inside the new house with HGTV stars recreating the iconic home.
Ken!
Make sure you check that out. We've got one more thing to show you before we say goodbye. Take care, y'all. Surprise! Legends Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington, Naomi.
Happening now.
A San Antonio man accused of brutally attacking his ex-wife and 2 young daughters, killing one of them, has officially been indicted. Coming up, we'll take a look at that indictment and tell you the DA will be pursuing the death penalty in this case.
Of course, the heat's going to remain in place, but I'm going to have a breakdown of which counties are under a burn ban and take a look at where the rain is most likely to fall over the next 7 days.
And 2 days of bargains start today. Coming up, the best deals during Amazon Prime Day and what you can leave out of your shopping cart. The news at 5 starts right now. Accused of the unthinkable. Today, the man accused of shooting his ex-wife and stabbing his 2 little daughters has been officially charged.
Erica Hernandez tells us what's next in the case of Stephen Clare.
It was a horrific scene on April 10th as officers found Mariah Clare outside her home bleeding from multiple gunshot wounds, and inside her 2 daughters had been severely stabbed. Mariah and her 2-year-old Rosalie survived their injuries, but 11-month-old Willow didn't.
Will the lawyers please approach?
The man police believe is responsible, her ex-husband and father of the 2 girls, Stephen Clare, has now officially been indicted. Those charges are capital murder of a child under 10. What was previously an aggravated assault charge is now attempted capital murder of a child under 10. And the 3rd charge, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon causing serious bodily injury. All charges carry serious punishment if found guilty, and the death penalty is even possible in this case. In May, Claire stepped inside a courtroom for the first time for a bond hearing. It was then that horrific details of the case were revealed when first responding officers took the stand.
As I turned around, I saw 2 juveniles laying in a hallway off of the living room. They're both covered in blood.
437th District Court Judge Joel Perez later ruled to revoke bond for Clare.
I'm going to grant the state's motion to deny bail.
He will now sit in jail until he goes to trial.
That trial will actually not take place anytime soon because this is a capital murder case. But Clare will be back in the courtroom for a hearing next month. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
By the way, the district attorney's office sending us a statement on this case saying, quote, the death penalty will be reserved only for the worst of the worst. We have an internal process where our capital crimes committee reviews every capital murder case to decide whether we will seek the death penalty. Since this case is only recently indicted, it's too early to predict whether our office will actually seek the death penalty, end quote.
A federal judge today calling out the city of San Marcos because of an incident that happened during the 2020 election. You remember the so-called Trump train back in 2020. Supporters of Joe Biden who were campaigning for the then candidate in San Marcos say that a group of Trump supporters used 40 vehicles to surround their campaign bus on I-35. In fact, that incident made national news. The staffers say that they were harassed and that law enforcement officers in San Marcos didn't do enough to help. So they sued the city in 2021. Now, earlier this year, they also said the city didn't do a good enough job of keeping the records of the incident. Well, now a federal judge agrees, saying that San Marcos was, quote, out of line. Now the judge is giving both sides until Friday to reach an agreement on attorney fees.
A mother is facing a felony charge after police say she allegedly let her 2 daughters assault 2 teenagers after school in May. According to that affidavit, Sabrina Medina picked up her kids on May 31st from school. When driving down the street, her 2 daughters got out of that car and started punching 2 other girls who were walking home. During the investigation, a video of the assault was found, and investigators say it took more than 20 seconds for Medina to tell her daughters to stop and get back in the car. She's facing a felony charge of reckless bodily injury to a child.
A Laredo man getting at least 15 years in prison after admitting that he produced child pornography. Police say that 21-year-old Victor Puente rented a motel room in Laredo last year, recorded himself sexually assaulting a minor, then posted it on social media. He was charged with child pornography, child indecency, and false reporting, and Puente is going to be sentenced in September.
Opportunity Homes San Antonio, formerly known as the San Antonio Housing Authority, or SAHA, has been working on Wi-Fi connectivity for their residents since 2013. But in the last 2 years, that project has gained some traction. More than 23,000 people taking advantage of this program. Max Massey joins us from their Lincoln Heights location and explains what it means for these families.
This high-profile, high-priority initiative, it really is a three-legged stool. These three pillars, we're talking about connectivity, we're talking about digital literacy, and we're even talking about devices, all meant to work together to help local families.
It's a necessity now. You know, it should be like water and electricity.
Joanne Alvarado, the Director of Innovative Technology here, tells us of the 74 properties under the Opportunity Homes San Antonio portfolio, 72 of them have public Wi-Fi capabilities.
We set out to saturate the signal throughout the property, at all ends of the property, regardless of acreage, and to put access points throughout the property so that we can use Wi-Fi mesh technology to be able to spread the signal, similar to what you get in a library, an airport, or a hotel.
This is all an effort to help these families bridge the digital divide. It's a big problem across our community, and a problem we really saw come to light during the pandemic.
San Antonio is rated as one of the top cities that still have quite a few citizens that are unconnected.
Getting access to the internet, that's just part of the bridge. There's also informing families of how to use it.
We just created a lab at Lincoln Heights for our Connect Home program, and we're now offering more digital literacy classes than ever.
And of course, getting devices in these families' hands. We hear from two local residents who are taking advantage of this program, working to help their families, coming up at 6 o'clock. If you're interested in using the program, or if you're interested in helping donate, stepping up and helping out, we have all that information. Just head to KSAT.com. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Max. Car companies Stellantis and government officials are urging the owners of some 2003 Dodge Ram pickups to stop driving them immediately. The company is saying a person was killed in May after a crash caused the Takata airbag inflator to explode. Takata used ammonium nitrate to create a small explosion to inflate the airbags in a crash, but the chemical becomes more volatile over time when exposed to moisture and high temperatures. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration urging all owners to get their Takata airbags checked. You can go to our website to learn how to get it fixed yourself.
Right now, President Joe Biden meeting with world leaders in Lithuania for a NATO summit. They're going to discuss whether Ukraine should join NATO and how NATO members should continue to support that country. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky arriving in Lithuania's capital to a throng of supporters at a benefit concert for his country ahead of meetings with NATO allies.
Thanks, Lithuania. Thank you very much.
Zelensky dialing up the pressure on NATO before the trip to the historic summit, expressing frustration with the alliance for not committing to a time frame for his country to be granted NATO membership, calling it unprecedented and absurd.
The invitation will be issued when conditions are met.
NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg reiterating the defense alliance's support for Ukraine, adding that members affirm that Ukraine will be permitted to join NATO when allies agree and conditions are met. The Biden administration insists Ukraine isn't ready yet.
President Biden's been very clear about this, and in fact the Ukrainians have too, that in the midst of a war, you're not going to take the membership step. But at the same time, beyond that, and the Ukrainians acknowledge this as well, they still have work to do.
This as President Biden touts NATO's expansion. Sweden now on a clear path to becoming the 32nd member of the defense alliance behind Finland after Turkey dropped its long-held opposition. It comes after months of negotiations and after the U.S. agreed to supply Turkey with F-16 fighter jets, but the Biden administration not confirming whether that was part of the agreement. In a bilateral meeting Tuesday, Biden praising the Turkish president for backing off of his initial objections to Sweden.
Thank you for your diplomacy and your courage to take that on.
And the White House says President Biden will attend several meetings at the NATO summit again tomorrow, including one with President Zelensky, and then he'll deliver remarks about the ongoing support for Ukraine. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Let's check out traffic right now on this Tuesday, and we're actually going to go to 410 at New Braunfels, and you can see a big slowdown there. I believe these are the westbound lanes of 410. Not sure exactly why there's a slowdown, if there's some type of accident. I know it's also where 410 and 281 kind of come together a little farther down the road, but just something to be aware of on this hot afternoon.
Hot and steamy, that's the thing. We still have the very high humidity, dew points around 70 degrees, so we'll get into the heat index values in a moment. First of all, Del Rio currently 106 in Warren's backyard, 100 even in Leon Springs. Floresville, Michael's backyard, 105. Mico, 106. We are feeling the heat. Even Seguin, 102. When you factor in the humidity, it feels like we're around 110 here in San Antonio. Notice these heat indices, by and large, around 110, even a little bit higher. Hondo feels like 112. Bulverde feels like 115. Feels like 108 in Converse, and New Braunfels feels like 114. We're dealing with the real deal, heat and humidity still. We'll be back in a bit to talk about our triple-digit trend, what counties are under burn bans, and where the rain's likely to set up over the next 7 days in just a bit.
All right, thank you. So no judgment here. We know that your Amazon shopping cart is certainly getting a workout. Amazon's 48-hour Prime Day launched today, and people are saving on things from paper towels to laptops. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, maybe even deodorant on a day like today.
That's
12 on your sides, Marilyn Moore. It says the deals are hot, and so is the competition.
Amazon Prime Summer Shopping Palooza. First off, you do need to be an Amazon Prime member to score the big deals. And once again,
I think some of the smartest buys are going to be Amazon's own products. Think Kindles, Fire TVs, Echo devices.
Some Echoes are half off. Amazon's own apparel is fashionably discounted too. But Kristen McGrath, shopping guru with Retail Me Not, says look for deals on other big brands like Apple. This Apple Watch is 30% off. Beats, we're finding half off. And Barbie, so much Barbie. And so much competition. Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and more are battling for your buck with their own sales.
The Amazon hype really lifts all boats here. Retailers across the board are throwing sales right now.
Perfect timing if you're shopping early for back to school. Laptops to crayons. Some deals are A+.
It's definitely a good move to comparison shop during Amazon Prime Day.
Definitely. These dry erase markers are $8.97 on Amazon. We found the same price at Walmart. So what should you wait on? McGrath says gaming consoles and games will likely see lower prices come the holidays. It can all be overwhelming, the fear of missing out and all.
Think about some things you need to stock up on, to replace, and then start looking rather than jumping into these sales and letting the retailers tell you about all the things you didn't even know you needed.
This self-cleaning litter box is marked way down. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Just need a cat. Ask David Hurtado about that.
Yeah, there you go. Our friend, he loves cats.
Loves them.
Coming up, let's talk about your summer wardrobe. There are 3 types of fabric you shouldn't wear when it's this hot. You'll see how they hurt your skin.
Also, the Biden administration wants to do something to make childcare more affordable, and you'll see what it is after the break. I'm Myra Arthur, and here's what's coming up today on the news at 6 o'clock. It is an issue that just about every parent can relate to, child care. 2 local lawmakers want to use money from the Department of Defense to help military families pay for child care. We'll tell you how their proposal would work. Plus, it's expected to be a bad tick season this year in the U.S., and the illnesses that can come with tick bites are serious. What you need to know coming up today on the news at 6. We'll see you then. All right, Myra, thank you. The Biden administration wants to do a few things to make childcare less expensive, and this is something that would apply to low-income families. It's proposing changes to the federal Child Care and Development Block Grant Program. That's the program that gives states money to help low-income families pay for childcare. The administration says that families shouldn't spend more than 7% of their income on childcare. Now, for context, a lot of low-income families actually spend a third of their income on childcare. So the administration thinks that the program, when they roll it out, is going to help some 900,000 American families.
All right, not only is the heat and humidity sometimes suffocating, it's not great for our skin as it can worsen conditions like eczema or psoriasis. So doctors say the choice of fabrics and styles has an impact on sensitive skin. Cotton and linen fabrics, more breathable for your body. It's recommended to avoid wearing synthetic fabrics like polyester, nylon, and spandex. They tend to trap the heat and sweat, which leads to your skin becoming irritated. Got to think about that summer wardrobe while you're going out.
No spandex, Steve.
Okay, good to know. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I got to change.
Now, it's 103 degrees.
You're hiding behind that anchor desk. What's under there?
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Don't you want to know?
Can't unsee it.
Yeah, I know. Call the HR rep. All right. So 103 degrees out there right now. Definitely not spandex weather.
Boy, it's just air conditioning weather.
Yes.
A little bit of a ice towel on the back of your neck, right? That helps too. You can take a towel, wring it out, put it in your freezer, and then put that around your neck. Feels good. Or just dunk it in some ice water. That feels good as well. In the back of your neck, that brainstem helps regulate your temperature a little bit, so it helps there. All right, obviously it's going to be hot. It's going to stay hot. But I want to talk about the burn bans that are in place. And Sarah Spivey went through every county's website and or called all the individual counties on the screen here to verify outdoor burn bans. So these are according to the county governments, which dictate those burn bans. Kerr, Kendall, Comal, all under burn bans, Kinney, Maverick, and Dimmitt, and then even a few closer to the Gulf Coast. Obviously, we could use some rain. Here's our rainfall potential over the next 7 days, and it's outside of our area. North Texas, the Panhandle, still likely to get some passing showers and storms. They've got the potential there. The darker greens indicate higher potential, basically east of the Rockies, but north of us here, and especially in some surrounding states, we'll likely see some good rainfall potential. It's just not here in our neck of the woods in South and Central Texas. Notice earlier today and last night, actually some good rainfall, parts of Oklahoma and North Texas. This complex came together in Oklahoma, dumping rainfall. Oklahoma City, even stretching to Dallas before it dissipated. And some of those little straggler showers were trying to make their way between San Angelo and Waco. And remember, we were talking about that 10% chance of a shower this afternoon. It still exists, but I don't count on it. I don't really anticipate anything to develop north of San Antonio. I think our entire viewing area is going to stay dry. And the weather pattern we're in just isn't very conducive to rainfall around here. The upper level high is in place. It's not directly overhead, but we don't have anything within the steering flow to help kickstart the showers and storms. And actually, the upper level high, the heat high, it's going to center itself over the western U.S. in the coming days and then start to drift into the plains as we get into next week. Bottom line, it's the time of year we typically don't get a lot of rainfall, and I really don't foresee any rain chances anytime soon, especially not within the foreseeable future. Let's talk temperatures. 103, the high temperature today, just like yesterday. The average being 94, the record 107 set on this day last year. We all remember the heat last year. So far this year, 17 100-degree days. By this date last year, we had 33 100-degree days. So very different when you look at the trend, at least year to date. Though we're going to keep tallying up those 100-degree days going forward. As for this evening, mostly clear, very humid, very sticky, dew points around 70. By 8 o'clock, still 98 degrees. 10 o'clock, we're at 91. Midnight, we're at 84 with a bit of a breeze out of the southeast at 10 to 15. We start the day tomorrow at 79. Just like the past few days, some clouds early, then a sunny day. 102, but it's going to feel like 110 for a few hours in the afternoon. Just like today, where we have that unusually high humidity, we're not getting a big drop in the afternoon dew points. So heat index values could be as much as 8 degrees higher than the actual air temperature. Air temperature tomorrow, Hondo, Pleasanton, 103, Carrizo Springs, 107, and in the low 100s, generally around all of Bexar County, and really no changes going forward over the next 7 days. Coming up at 6, we're going to talk about the Saharan dust and when we could see more of that just at 6 o'clock.
All right, Adam, thank you.
All right, quickly want to get to some breaking news out of Converse. According to the police chief there, Officers responded to a suicide in progress on Autumn Run Lane.
Yeah, you're getting a view there of what's happening, a live view there. Officers encountered a woman at a home, and they say that she pointed a gun at the officers, and then those officers opened fire on her, and they shot her. And we have just confirmed through the police chief in Converse that woman is dead.
Yeah, we're still getting information. We'll have a live report coming up at 6 o'clock. All right, let's transition. Our friend Larry is back from Sacramento, Vegas. You know, I noticed it got hotter wherever you went.
That's not true.
Oh, yeah? Sacramento?
I mean, it was hot the first day, and then it cooled down big time. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it got hot again in Vegas, and it just stayed hot in Vegas. So, hey, tonight is the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Josh Young from MacArthur High School gets to play in that. How awesome is that? Plus, ESPN and the NBA, they both love Wemby. I'll explain coming up.
To be able to play next to him, pick his brain, see how he goes about his business has had a huge impact on my career so far.
That's Josh Young talking about the impact Rangers shortstop Corey Seager is having on his MLB career in big board sports. Tonight, Texas Rangers rookie Josh Young will take center stage when the American League hosts the National League in the annual MLB All-Star Game going down at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. He's one of 5 position players for the Rangers in the AL starting lineup, the first time that's happened in 47 years. Young, Jonah Heim, Marcus Semien, and Corey Seager were all voted starters, and Adolis Garcia was picked up as an injury replacement. Young, who hit .280 with 19 homers and 56 runs batted in the first half of the season, will start at third base.
But it's been a great ride, a wild ride, roller coaster for me, but it's really special.
And then you get here, and I think there's like 15, 16 guys who are younger than you. Which is crazy. I mean, you know, you're
Super
25
crazy.
years old.
Yeah.
I mean, just what does that say to you about just how quickly talent is developing in baseball?
I mean, it just shows you that it doesn't matter what age you are, you can contribute to your team, you can show off your abilities, and I mean, we got so many guys here that are unbelievable talents. It's pretty cool to be around, truly.
It's the NL and the AL tonight at 7 in the All-Star Game from T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. Led by Spurs rookie and overall #1 draft pick Victor Wembanyama, the first weekend of the Las Vegas Summer League was a smashing success. The Spurs played Friday and Sunday in front of jam-packed crowds at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. Sunday, Wemby was more like the Wemby we've seen from his French League highlights with 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocked shots. So, per ESPN PR and NBA PR, the NBA Summer League opening weekend is now the most watched ever on ESPN networks with an average of 456,000 viewers. And it's the most viewed NBA Summer League opening weekend ever on NBA Social and the NBA app, of 300 million video views. Wow. And now those stats are from earlier today, so those numbers are probably even higher now.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Wemby on the web.
Wemby effect, you got it.
Yeah. Webby.
We'll be right back. All right, we're back out live here at 410 at New Braunfels. These are the westbound lanes where you see traffic down to a crawl because there was an accident between 2 vehicles all the way on the left lane. There are 2 lanes being blocked there right now, and that's why the traffic is so slow.
Yeah, and you can see the San Antonio Fire there to protect first responders and whoever's in those vehicles on this hot afternoon, but causing a bit of a backup at Loop 410 in New Braunfels westbound lanes.
See you at 6.